Hi Sagittarius, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your May 2018 tarot reading. First, get my housekeeping out of the way. If you haven't subscribed, please click that red button. I would love to have you part of the family, and then you can click notifications so that you can get a notification when new videos are uploaded. You can see your sun sign, moon, ascendant, Venus, and then those of your friends and family or love interests. If you have a comment or question, please leave them in the comment section below the video. And if you would like a personal reading, please email me at mimimemes@hotmail.com. You'll find that email address and my pricing in the description box below the video. That's housekeeping. Let's get into a transit notice. So this is across all signs, doesn't matter who. There's a big transit that's happening May 15th along with a new moon. So on May 15th, there is a new moon in Taurus, and at that same day, Uranus is moving into Taurus. So to find out how these affect us, you kind of have to look at the energy around it and what the area of movement in your life it's going to affect on a microcosm and macrocosm level, and what type of energy you can expect to show up there. So the archetypes we're looking at here are Taurus. Taurus is the second house. It's a fixed earth sign that's ruled by Venus, and Venus is about aesthetics, beauty, beautification of things, art, creativity, also about finances and value, and financial structures like banking and stocks and business. Taurus is also about the earth and those things that have to do with the earth, so the earth itself and its structure itself, as well as how we use the earth in the way of farming. Okay? Now Uranus, its archetype is very unpredictable. It rules Aquarius, which is the 11th house, which is about collectivism, and it's about activism. But it also is a very electric and unpredictable energy. It causes unexpected changes. Think uranium, it's explosive, right? So we're kind of seeing the energy heralded in advance of Uranus's arrival in Taurus right now in the Pacific Islands in the way of volcanoes and earthquakes. This is the kind of thing we can expect to see with unpredictable energy like Uranus moving into the house and sign that rules the earth. Things like tectonic plate shifts and earth, which is ultimately what an earthquake is, and eruptions like a volcano are things we can expect when that crazy energy, that changing eruptive energy moves into that area of life. Also, that same unpredictable, eruptive, impulsive energy will find itself manifested in the financial world. Remember, if it affects the earth, that means it's affecting what we do with the earth, which has to do with farming, which has to do with commodities, which has to do with trading, which has to do with the stock market, which has to do with the entire financial sector, which has to do with banking, and all of the government structures that regulate banking as well as business. So you can see how it has like a cascade effect. Some big change in one area can have a massive impact on the rest of the structure that supports it. Okay, these are the kind of things we can look forward to for the next 7 years. So this is both good. It's neither good or bad. It just is. And ultimately with change, which is, you can count on that. We don't know what kind, but you can count on it being change. With that change, we can expect progress. Progress is always good. It may be painful, it may be uncomfortable at first, but ultimately it really is good for everyone. And with the collectivist nature of Uranus, ruler of Aquarius in the 11th house, it usually does have to do with leveling the playing field, so to speak. Making sure that there's less of a monarchical hierarchy and more of a cross-the-board, everyone's playing with the same amount of chess pieces type of vibe, if that makes sense. More chances for everyone. It evens things out. It balances things out. And that's actually change that's good, ultimately. All right. So enough about that transit. If you have questions on it, specifically leave them in the comment section and we'll get into that. Now let's get into your reading, Sagittarius. This is for May of 2018. I am doing a 4-card pull based upon some situation in your life, some energy you're sitting in, something that has your attention and your focus right now. The first position would be that situation. Second position will be anything positive to do with that. Third position would be anything negative or stressful to do with that. And then the final position is whatever overall advice Spirit has to guide you in this situation. I have the Tarot Illuminati, which is a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck. And then for clarification, if necessary, I have the Archetype deck, which is loosely based on Jungian archetypes. So this is for Sagittarius, which is a mutable sign. It's fire sign, its element is fire, and it rules the ninth house. Ninth house of the zodiac is an area of life that has to do with higher education. It's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is an expansive, all-inclusive party type of energy. It's a anything can happen, fun, everything's possible type of energy. Now, all energies like that, this one included, has a low and a high octave, so sometimes we can promise too much, more than we can deliver. However, the energy itself is very positive for good things, for growth. Being that you rule the ninth house, this is travel, borders, international travel actually, and learning about other cultures, education. So it's really about expanding the mind, expanding the experience, the mental experience, physical experience, and actually the spiritual experience. It's a very spiritual sign because it understands the boundlessness of manifestation, the true boundlessness of mentalism, of manifestation. That's kind of what Jupiter encapsulates as an energy, which is your ruling planet. So all that talk, holy hecate. What does Sagittarius need to know for May of 2018? Our mutable fire sign, Sagittarius, you need to know for May 2018. Thank you. You're feeling a sense of loss, either financially or emotionally. Five of Pentacles in the upright, positive aspect. Four of Swords in reverse. It's a time for change, not so much resting now, getting ready to move forward from a stable and set position to take action. Negative or stressful aspect is a King of Swords energy. This is an Aquarian energy. Kings in the courts are the fixed signs, and it's air for the sword, so this would be Aquarius. So there could be an Aquarius in your life, or an energy that's causing this feeling. Well, it looks like you're ready to move beyond. Two Swords energies here. You're ready to move beyond whatever kind of discomfort this energy has brought you. Overall advice from Spirit is the High Priestess in reverse. So let's first look at the situation you're in. This is the Five of Pentacles. If you notice, it's two people and they're outside of the comfort of warmth, of shelter. They look poor. They don't look well, physically well. And they seem impoverished and cold and disconnected from this central warmth of family or of community. So it seems like you've had a feeling of loss. It could be financial. You could be feeling at the moment like there's just not enough to get around. There's just not enough to there's just not enough to make ends meet at the end, or ends are just meeting and you're not getting ahead. Now, the positive aspect of this is kind of taught you, okay, I can't continue to go on the way I was. This is the Four of Swords in reverse. You got it. In the upright, you can see it's a soldier that's sort of resting. And this is often known as the rest and respite card. It's a 4. 4s are about stability, but also stagnancy. So because you got it in reverse, this means that you are already, if you're not thinking about it, you're already acting on the fact that change needs to happen so that you can turn this situation around. Now, the negative or stressful aspect of this is there is an Aquarian energy. This could be an intimate partner in your life. It could be a child. It could be a boss. Something about an Aquarian energy. Now, let's look at the Aquarian energy. I was just mentioning it in Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius, and that's the 11th house. 11th house, again, is about collectivism and about progress. Okay? So there's something either in the way of an Aquarius and the energy they bring to your life and the situation, or the way you view life is from an Aquarian perspective, but it's actually hindering you. One of the things about Aquarius on the low octave, although you didn't get it in that position, on the low octave, Aquarius can be so in their head they're detached from reality. So it could be that this is your energy and you're literally detached from what you need to do, or you have been. Or this could be an Aquarius in your life that's sort of hindering your growth or hindering your ability to go out there and get a second job or get a better job or find a second stream of income. Okay. Overall advice here is the High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess is someone who is a keeper of hidden information. She's the arcane teacher. She holds the information from spirit, from the collective unconscious. Usually, in most Rider-Waite-Smith base deck, she is in front of some kind of water. But even if she's not in front of a body of water, she is wearing the colors of the body of water. She's the equilibrium between the two extremes of severity and mercy. But you got her in the reverse. So I think you're being, on the low octave, the High Priestess is someone that keeps her cards to herself. I wouldn't say that she's deceptive. I would say she is not, she doesn't show everything. She doesn't communicate everything. So I think you're being guided here by Spirit as it relates to you making this new change to find a second job, to find another source of income, to find a better job, is to hold your cards close to your chest. Don't tell everyone in your life what you're trying to do, because this energy here is hindering it. I have a feeling, because it is a court card, that it's more than just it's more than just your energy, your whatever Aquarian energy that you would take on. I think this is actually a person in your life that is possibly hindering this action that you need to take. Now, the High Priestess is a major arcana card, meaning it is a karmic card. So this is a lesson you need to learn. There's something about you, whatever action you're going to take or whatever steps you're going to take, to keep it to yourself. It's your private decision. It doesn't need to involve other people that could potentially stop the progress that you're trying to make. Okay, Sag, I hope that helped. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section below the video. If you'd like a personal reading or you need to clarify this more, email me at mimimemes@hotmail.com. My pricing is in the description box below the video along with that email address. Otherwise, if I don't see you for a reading or for the comments, then I will see you next month for the June readings. You take care, Sag.